once again another edition of Inside the Headset as we're out on the campus of Rockville getting ready to head into Week 5, Game 5. I've got with me the head coach of the Rockville Rockets, head coach James Counce. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing very well, thank you.
Congrats on your win Friday night.
Yes, sir.
That's the topic, really. I mean, 31-10 was able to come away with that region win against Stewart's Creek. Take it away, Coach. Let's let you take us through it. It was
just proud of the kids for week 1, week 2. Week 1 we fought back, got down. We fought back, tied it up. Didn't have enough there really to finish it. Second week we get up, beat them on the scoreboard, on the stats, as everywhere but the scoreboard, and fought that. Just didn't finish that. But I think our guys learned from that. We went into Laverne week obviously, and we wanted to take care of that. But then the other night, I think when we, for the first time, I think we put a lot of things together, and kids, played hard and build some confidence in themselves.
Friday night, after you looked at it, you probably got home Saturday morning, and one of your friends, maybe from Henry County, called you, saw the score or whatever, and now that you're 4 games into what we call Rutherford County ball, what is it about this place? I try to tell people, but what is it? Maybe you can help me since it's fresh on your mind. You've coached at Henry County, you've coached in other places, but then you come here, it's a little different, isn't it, Coach? It's pretty special.
Yeah, it's different, and it's support by everybody, and the administration, the teachers, the student section, the band, everybody's involved. I think, the hunger to win, and everybody's excited, and now I think our kids are starting to see that some of the things that I've been trying to talk to them about, trying to change, that they see that those things are starting to work. So, that I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, and they're starting to come around.
Well, and what they don't really understand, and parents don't understand, it's every play, every practice. You're trying to change it every single minute. A lot of people don't realize when you say the little things, oh my gosh, it's minute, very small things I have to change that's causing me from advancing certain portions of the team and getting success.
It is, and it's a lot of off the field things.
Yes,
it's how do we eat pregame meal? It's how do we come to school on Friday? What's our mindset? What's our focus? How do I get ready for the game? What are the things that I need to do to get myself prepared? And it's all those things that we go throughout the week, up to the time we go out to play the game that we're changing to, and getting those guys to understand how much of an impact, although they may not understand, but how much of an impact they have on how they play and their performance.
Well, not only that, they may think they know their job real well, and then they lose a ball game. What I think is a lot of people don't understand is you set a young man down and you say, you can look at them in a room full of people and say, I hope this loss sinks in. But if you take each one of them that participated in the contest and you set them down and you say, hey, kind of what does that loss mean to you? And then how do you rebuild from it? What are you thinking in the back of your mind as you go back out this next week? What are the things in your mind you think you need to do to get better? You really don't have enough time to sit down with a young man and teach him, okay, this is what you really need to do. Where you need to start is just start in practice being better at what you're doing there. That'll transfer on the field. Then you get the camaraderie of the line. Then it starts momentumly building. It's
just like you're saying, practice. Don't just practice to practice. Don't to get through practice. We're doing these things, and every intent that you should have in what you're doing should be to win on Friday. It should be just as much game speed as you can do it. You're not competing against the scout team guy.
No.
Your steps and your intent need to be to where you're working on what you need to be doing on Friday night, and they're starting to realize that.
And you want to teach that scout team. Look, you stick it up in my first team. You stick it up in them. You give it everything you got. You hit them in the mouth.
Those guys get better doing that.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
They're getting better. I mean, I mentioned it to our guys out there. I said our defensive and offensive scout groups were very much a big part of us winning the other night because of the way they helped us prepare during the week.
Absolutely.
And then those guys get those reps, and that's where I feel like that they get their development, those younger guys do, and turn into football players by doing those and servicing in those roles from a scout team perspective.
Well, and then Friday night you win. Now you get to say to your staff, we're going to work on some things this week that are different than when we work on things when we lose. When we lose, we got to go back and fix everything and work on that because we can't let that bleeding continue, can we, Coach? And then you can't advance a football team. There's not enough time in the week. So you spend half the time trying to repair last week's mistakes where we don't have those mistakes again. But when you win, now we can grow with momentum, and now we can add things to the team that grow the program, that get to the Counce era.
Well, I don't know about that. But, I just know what I know. And
well, it is. It's about changing kids.
And, just that's the main thing. Super proud, for these kids to finally have something to be excited about, be proud of. And, they're coming around and we're playing more physical and they're having more confidence in themselves and they're doing a great job.
And two, we look at it this way, feeling good on Saturday morning versus we look at a lot of UT fans, but we don't feel too good this morning after the loss. You work hard for 4 quarters and then you think, you look at the game and you think to yourself, how did we get here? We led the game. How did we get here? Why are we the ones that lost after we battled so hard? But
played so good. They played well, and it just comes down to the details and make a play. You either gonna make the play or not. And I hate it for that kicker.
Oh gosh.
And it's not his fault. It's a team game. You win, lose as a team, but pressure and all those kind of things. That was a big deal for him, I'm sure. But you gotta work together and correcting those things and the little things and detail and being alert. It's all a big part of it.
Well, and Coach Dye always talked about that. We asked him about special teams and kickers and punters and stuff like that, and he said, leave those guys alone. Don't say a daggone word to them.
Yeah.
Number one, they a little bit different anyway.
Yeah.
Don't be messing with them. Nobody else needs to be talking to them. Nobody says, don't say a daggone word to that kid. Let him do what he's got. Right. He don't need to know that, hey, we behind you. He don't need to know that.
Right.
Don't say a daggone word to him.
Yep.
Leave him alone. Less is more with the kicker. Coach Dye always said less is more with the kicker. Do you believe in that?
Yeah. Last year we were at Springfield and I had an older kid, upperclassman that had been kicking. And I had a younger kid that was a freshman that was, traveling with us and been doing stuff, and he pretty good kicker too. Well, earlier we'd missed an extra point where we drive down there and fix to kick a field goal, and I put the freshman in.
Okay.
And I just went over and told.
What time of the season is this, Coach?
This is week 3.
Okay, so you're trying something. You're going to see. Right here, you're saying
it was early.
Going into the action. Exactly.
And the only thing I told him was I said I decided to put you in here because of the consistent things that you have done up to this point.
All you practice. Yeah.
You have done, throughout the preseason and everything. Just trying to give you some confidence. I said,
here's your shot.
You're ready for this. And anyway, he made the field goal.
Great.
And did
he build from that?
Yeah.
Okay. And it was a good move. It was a good move. Good coaching move.
He continued to do things throughout the year, and I think it is kind of delicate with those guys, depending on. I think it's a situation, but there's some. Gonna probably leave them alone a lot of the time and just let them focus on what they need to focus on, but if I do say something, it's going to be more of a, something encouraging them, something that I've seen that gives me confidence in them. I'm going to relay that to them and kind of build them up,
Well, and everybody doesn't understand. During Friday night, you are coaching about 10 different variables. In the back of your mind, time, distance, where we are, how quick we scored, the momentum of the game. Just hundreds of things are going through your mind that parents have no idea that when you get through and you take the headset off there, and whether you win or lose, your mind and your body's just completely it's mush, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you've exhausted so much energy trying to try to guide the team to a win.
Yeah, it's a lot of those things that come down to the deciding factor, and as a head coach, you want to be able to make the right call and do the right thing for your team, and
because that's what she's hired to do, to put the kid in the best position possible and the team to win.
Yep, and I try to coach every play, and I'm trying to coach. And when the game's over with, I'm done. I'm exhausted and ready to sit down and take a break. But it does. You got to handle them. And manage it right. If you don't have momentum, you got to. Like I told him the other night, we kind of lost a little bit there in the third quarter. I said, the only way you're gonna get it is to go change it.
Go get it.
You can't sit back and wait and see if something happens. You got to go create that.
We talk a lot about that in the tower business. It's funny you say that. We say that a tower build won't come to you. You got to go get it. You got to get up out of the chair and go get you a tower build if you want to build a tower.
That's right.
Stick one in the air.
That's right. Well, I think the momentum side of the game is very much that way.
2-2. Going down on the road, where I started, where I cut my teeth. I learned youth football in 1998. Called my first youth football game in 1998 at Smyrna Middle School, and from there I'm here. I've been doing it ever since. So you're going back down to where it all started for me. Special place. Smyrna is a special place, and Coach Matt Williams and the Bulldogs, they'll be ready. Tough place to play. Used to love teams to come in when I was there. Used to love teams to come in. You've never been there, have you? Or never
I went last week when our ninth grade played over there just to try to get myself familiar with it. But no, sir, I've never been there.
What'd you think when you pulled up there?
Oh, it's a nice place.
Yeah,
very nice.
Bulldog Drive. Bulldog Drive.
They got a nice facility there, and very impressive.
Old 3. When I first got into it. Talk about 03 and 04 and 05 and 06, 07, right around that little 5-4. I mean, we'd have 6,000-7,000 fans on Friday night. I mean, high dollar gates. Where they're all around the track. I've got old video where you can see them leaned over. And, just classic.
That makes high school football what it is. That makes it very special. Almost that playoff type feel.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it fun.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, how did you come out injury-wise Friday night? Let's talk a little bit about that.
We're pretty good, other than a few bumps and bruises, but everybody's okay, and we'll have some things that we'll do. Nobody's out. We got some things that we'll work throughout the week to get better, but right now we're pretty much still good. So.
Anything else you'd like to add or say to the fans? We always know you're grateful. You already said it about Steve Luker, game day operations, Brian Guthrie, all those guys. I got to see everybody here Friday night. Electric atmosphere. You guys did a great job on your military appreciation night. And just Rockville's the launch pad is a great place to be.
Yeah, that was very fun and had a good crowd. By both sides, and I think that's what makes this Rutherford County, does everybody playing each other, brings that excitement to the game, and talking about Smyrna, very good football team, had the situation where they didn't get to finish the game with Oakland, in a close game last week with Siegel, and, very talented, and, big up front, and got some defensive linemen that we're going to have trouble with, and,
good tradition. They got a lot of dudes that come out there and want to play college football.
Got that tradition, and they're going to be mad and pissed off because they didn't, and so we got to get ready and match that intensity and protect what we've got going and understand it's another region football game and prepare that way all week and go over there and be ready to play.
Well, that was the one thing I wanted, and it's happened. And as I close out, this is my last year doing it, but. When I was before Huddle, but you can still remember as a coach, you saw a video on Marcellus Johnson. I did that. You saw a video on Dave Wilkie. I did that, and so I did Rodriguez Wilkes and Sonny Gray and a lot of the kids and Tavis Matthews come out of Rutherford County. But that was one of the things that I wanted was I was upset because I felt like some of the coaches, even here, whether it be MTSU or UT, we really had to do a lot back then to get them to come to Rutherford County. And I kept on saying, I don't know why the colleges aren't coming, because we've got a great brand of football here, and it was here, but it wasn't exposed. YouTube helped give me that vein, and then I could get it out there, really get it out there. I was struggling to get it out there because I didn't have a conduit. Boy, when YouTube came along, it really just, I could put my foot on the floor and really get some content out there. But you look at it now, we at least there's 4 or 5 kids from this area going to play college football every year, and they're getting to go and play on a free education. That's all I really wanted was to use football for the conduit for a young man to go get a free education and make something of himself and maybe fork his family tree. You know, a lot of kids, Adam Smotherman, he was a Mr. Football, one of my first ones. That's 2005, you know. I sent him to Vanderbilt. Well, he forked his family tree. He's first kid ever to, you know, and now his kid will go on, they'll graduate from college. So that tree forming where we get college graduates and good educated people into our system, that's what I really wanted.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's you know, that's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
You know, help these guys become, you know, we're down the road, you know, we're talking about football right now, but in life you get them down the road, and it's be a best husband you can be the best son, brother, you know, whatever that case is, and best uncle, and have the characteristics and standards that we live by, help them get through life and to help them in that way.
Yeah, I was watching Sonny last night, and everybody else watching against college football, but Sonny had a tough one against the Brewers, and then they ended up losing it there at the end. He pitched his guts out, but, you know, it's just a sad thing. I mean, Cardinals let him back in it. I texted him right in the middle of the game. I said, man, it's just unbelievable where we started, where we are now in the middle of this game. He said, it's brutal. It's just brutal. I mean, because now it's out of his hands. He can't just run in there and fix anything. Right. He's done for the game. I mean, all you do is cheer him on at this point. But, you know, it's light away. Coach, good luck Friday night going down to Smyrna. Kids, y'all need to gather up and follow the Rockville Rockets. That kickoff will be at 7 o'clock like all games here in Middle Tennessee. So y'all follow the Rockets and go down and see that game this Friday night at the Dog Pound.